Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am doing edits for Say I Do, and I was thinking to myself, why am I not recording? Hello. So I have just been stuck on one chapter where I'm just like, my brain is not working. You know what I absolutely hate about editing? Is having to delete a chapter. So the thing about me is when I had finished writing Say I Do, it was just a whole lot of other things started coming to my mind where I ended up writing a whole new chapter. And that part was kind of difficult because then while I'm editing, I'm like, oh shit, I could have put this here, there, whatever. So I ended up adding an extra chapter. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, is this moving the story forward? Absolutely. Because the scene that I put, I really wanted to show how Ivy spiraled out of control and literally like was doing some bizarre activities. So yes, so I'm at the part of my book where, you know, like I said, things are spiraling and Ivy's doing the absolute most, and I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't go from thrilling to, girl, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain point where I feel like in thrillers, honestly, no. That's actually a good thing to question. Like, how far is too far when you're writing a thriller? You know what I'm saying? Like, because the scene that I added was kind of like, ew. You know, like, no woman in their right mind would do that. And I'm just thinking, like, how far is too far? I don't think there's a limit if you're writing a thriller. You know, I don't really think there's a limit. It could be the most bizarre, outrageous thing in the world. Write it. Yeah. Just make sure you put a trigger warning at the beginning of the book before you scare somebody. Okay, so I am using Pro Writing Aid. Luckily, they have the app for desktop for Mac, right? So I don't have to like go on the actual website and upload it. Because I remember when I was editing my Show You No Mercy series, I had also used Pro Writing Aid, and when I uploaded it, all of my chapters was mismatched. It got all messed up, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm glad this time they have, like, you know, when you use Grammarly, and even if you type in an email, it always shows up like, oh, you need to fix this or whatever. So that's how they have it now for Pro Writing Aid. So I'm like, okay, good. So I don't have to upload my book anywhere onto the actual website, because that had pissed me off the last time. So I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. So yeah. So right now I'm editing chapter 19. So I'm gonna have to go back and edit chapters 1 to 18. After I finished writing the book, I gave myself a break to just like forget about it, because I don't know how many times, as all authors do this though, but having to read your story over and over and over and over again, at some point I'm like, I ain't reading this shit no more. You know, this gonna get published one way or another. So that's why I'm like, cause originally I was just reading through chapters 1 to 18, but I was like, okay, it's coming down to the wire. My book is coming out June 17th. It's May 4th, so let's just speed this up. I already have it being edited by my editor and some beta arc readers, yeah, and like family. My mom's a teacher, my aunt's an actual editor. You know, my PA also assists when she can. She does an amazing job. Shout out to Brianna. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I'm just pretty much like going through the motions. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm editing my books is listening to it. Why is this shit not going down? I guess. So one of the things I like to do is listen to my book. I'm pretty sure a lot of other authors do this as well, because sometimes when you are reading your book so many times, you tend to miss certain grammatical errors. So what I've been doing is listening to it, and I've already caught something, like I probably missed a or as or and, or I put A and D instead of put and. Obviously, my mistake. So using having it like read it to me definitely has been helpful. I definitely think everybody should be doing this, like listening to your book. Some good news though, I'm also in the process of trying to find someone to do the audiobook for Say I Do. I do have some potential. I'm like really like leaning towards these two people that I found, but it's like one of them where I'm like, okay, this is really good. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if it's necessarily going to come out the same time the book comes out, but it will be out probably a month after that. If I'm able to get it out by June 17th, that'll be a plus. If not, it is what it is. But it's super exciting. I honestly cannot wait to hear my words. Yeah, so that's good. Y'all ever just like read something back that you wrote? You should be like, I wrote this? This is kind of, I need to see a therapist if I wrote this. And I just be thinking to myself, like, all of us girls who write thrillers, like, what's wrong with us? And to be honest, ain't nothing wrong with us. I feel like women that write thriller are not to be played with. Okay? Yeah. Know that. But, yeah, sometimes I just be reading something back and I'm just like, is this too much? And at the same time, I'm like, this ain't enough. Because that's what happened why I added the extra chapter. Because I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, she does have this obsessive behavior in majority of the book, but I just needed something to show like, okay, now you're taking it too far. Right? So that's kind of where I'm at with writing it. But I don't care. All the girls that write, all the guys, the girls that write thrillers, we have a connection, okay? We love to see people getting exactly what they deserve. Clock that. Okay. Surprisingly, I don't have that many like... Oh, child, never mind. This thing says we found 635 suggestions, but none in the current visible. Like, oh, okay, I see. So the chapter that I was on didn't have that much like grammatical issues. Okay, it's not too bad. But the first few chapters did. Ain't no way. Okay, why is this acting up now? I like that. Pro Writing Aid analyzes your writing and offers suggestions in 25 plus reports. It tells me exactly what I need to work on. I definitely have a lot of repetitive words. Like, I realized that I kept writing guttural. Is that what I gotta say? Yeah, like a guttural scream. I realized that after I was reading it, I was like, why do I keep putting this? And so I'm like, I need to change this shit up because it's like very like annoying. Well, good thing it says that no grammar mistakes were found. Your document scored 100%. Okay. Your writing style is looking good. Your document scored 100%. We suggest a score of 80 or higher. Okay. What am I at? 100%. Okay. Passive words. Excellent. You haven't overused passive words. Oh, good. Because I remember the last time when I was writing Show You No Mercy, I used a lot of passive words. So that's why I'm like I feel really good about this book because I really feel like I took my time writing this story, because I feel like when I was first writing my trilogy of Show You No Mercy, I was more so thinking like, okay, I have to get this book out, in order for me to keep my audience. And now I'm more so just like, I don't care. I have gotten to a place where I'm just like, you know what? People are going to read my book if they want to. I'm not going to be out here begging nobody read my book, because honestly I'm writing these books because they're just like stuck in my mind. You ever have something in your head and you just like, I have to get it out regardless if it's being read or not? That's how I am when it comes to my stories. And I don't strive for money. I got a job. But don't get me wrong, I like money, but that's not what I'm writing for. And I don't want to sound like, oh, I want to think, oh, she lying, she writing because she want to make some money. I got money. So when I do write, it's really just for me to get these stories out of my head. You know, that's where I'm at. All right, so right now I'm just looking at the summary report that they have for me so I can see exactly where I need to work on. Okay, so this is one of the things. So it says, nice job, you've done more showing than telling. Your document score 0%. We suggest you score less than 20%. So this was my issue when I was writing my Show You No Mercy series. I was doing a lot of telling and less and not enough showing. So I did take some writing courses. I went on Udemy and got some writing courses as well. Also on LinkedIn Learning, I took a writing fiction class that I actually got a little cute certificate for, and definitely about showing versus telling, because that was one of my main issues that I had in my first time writing. Okay, this says use a few longer sentences to add more depth to your writing. Your document scored 2.0. We suggest you score between 11.0 and 18.0. So I'm not using enough long sentences. So the reason why I don't use certain parts of the book, the sentences are very short. I feel like because I was trying to like give that suspenseful kind of feeling, I guess what I'm trying to say, because it was more so like, okay, he opened the closet, period, and jumped back. So I was trying to give like that. He opened the closet, pause, and jump back. You know, like that shock value, I guess you want to say. So that's why many of the sentences I may have might be shorter. I definitely will go back and fix that up, because they did suggest that it might create choppy, disjointed reading experience. So I get that. So I'll definitely go and fix that up. This report is so much better than when I did my last book. So that's another thing that I was like kind of weird about, is trying to figure out my pacing, because I don't want to do too much too fast, especially because this is a longer book. Like if I was writing like a short story, then yes, obviously the pacing would have to be a little bit faster. But in this book, I have 33 chapters, almost 300 pages. What is it, like 280 something like around there. Might be a little bit more, only because I am reading through what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, what works, what doesn't work. But yeah, because they telling me they said I repeated her 33 times, and I 30 times, she 18, the 13, it 6 times, he 3 times, among 3 times. Ciao. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year upon them. Keep times for life. Okay, so, but now they saying I got 71% improvements need to be made. Stop playing with me. I swear, writing a thriller is like dating someone toxic, because you keep going back because the tension's good, but deep down you know you gotta fix some things, okay? Because I gotta fix some things in this thing, okay? Sometimes when I'm editing, I'm not even fixing grammar or anything. I'm more so just like checking energy, because I'm just thinking like, does this hit? Like, is this going to hit the way I need it to hit? Is the tension building? Is it flat? Is this a thriller, or is it some girl gossiping? You know what I'm saying? So like, and then I got to like check Ivy, because she getting reckless. Like, I wrote her to be dangerous, but sometimes she be jumping off the deep end, and I'm like, wait, even I can't catch up. So that's the other thing, like, I'm trying to figure out. But it's where I need it to be. What do you have to do? What do you do? No, what do you have to do? That is so important. Yeah, no. Ignore that. Sometimes some of these suggestions that they be giving on Pro Writing Aid is like, no, I meant to write it like that. You know, they don't know slang, child. That's the only thing. I love Pro Writing Aid. They don't know slang though, because I'm like, I meant to write that. Leave it the way that it is. Okay? Period. Consider using could. I could get one-on-one. I could possibly get a one-on-one. I could get a one-on-one meal this evening. I don't know if I want to change that. I want it to stay that way. A lot of times, some of the suggestions that they give in are from the dialogue. And like, I want my person to talk like that. That's how they talk. So leave it the way that it is. Okay? I wish I could type that in to ProWriting. And listen, when you see dialogue, if it's outrageous, yes, give me the suggestion. But if it's, slang, whatever it is, leave it the way that it is. Because y'all don't know slang. Period. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep editing, but I just wanted to let y'all in all of the madness for a little bit. If you ever wondered what it's like for a thriller author to lose their mind while editing in real time, this is it. Just a reminder, Say I Do drops June 17th, 2025. I will be putting up the cover at the end of this video if you have not seen it yet. Also, there is a link below for you to do pre-orders. You don't want to miss out on this, okay? Don't be the last one to have this in your Kindle or have the paperback, because it will be available.